She was huge last year in the World Series, in particular the championship series, when they had to rally from a game down to beat Florida State for the title. Interestingly enough, last year they also lost their opener here to James Madison and had to fight their way out of the loser's bracket. Patty Gasso in her 28th season, looking for a 5th title in 9 years, the dynasty that is Oklahoma. And that is the challenge for these Northwestern Wildcats. They've already watched Texas upset the winningest program in history, UCLA, earlier today. And they are indeed a softball school. Yep, there you go. Look at, oh, they've got more drip than GPA, too. Did you see that?
Didn't see that.
Okay. They're the lone purple reps in the city. Skylar Shellmeyer, fun to watch in this leadoff spot. 69 hits, 22 of those are slaps in the infield, and 10 more of those are bunts. Tremendous speed. And a punch out for Hook Troutline, one down.
And that's the low rise ball that Hook Troutline can throw on that corner. You can see the way Kenzie Hansen is going to be down on one knee to give a really good look to the umpire. She's been hammering that low outside part of the zone to Shellmeyer. First out of the game is a strikeout looking.
And a smile from Troutline, the transfer from North Texas. Last year, the Conference USA Pitcher of the Year and wanted the challenge of playing for a national championship. This pitching staff with the top ERA in the country alongside Nicole May and the recently injured Jordy Ball. There is a chance that Jordy could still make an appearance in the circle here at the World Series, according to Patty Gasso. And it is Kenzie Hansen getting the start behind the plate, catching for Troutline, as Rachel Lewis steps in, the 5th year who came back exclusively for this opportunity. Wanted to help her team get to Oklahoma City, and she did just that. Hansen has been platooning behind the plate most of the season with Lindsey Elam, who will get the start at first base. That gives him a solid right-handed bat. Talon Snow has been struggling at the plate. Although Talon has been great defensively, only 1 error in the last 2 seasons, we could still see her as a defensive replacement. And Lewis draws the walk and a 1-out base runner. What they are lacking in quantity, the Northwestern fans are already making up for in quality. They are trying to get behind their team, right behind their dugout. It's always a challenge when both Oklahoma and Oklahoma State are here, which is the case this season. They tend to get a lot of the tickets.
By the looks of it, they get all the tickets except for this one section that Northwestern is owning. Purple hair, purple signs, and they are loud, considering they are like 1/80th of the entire stadium. Look at Eileen Canny and Tammy Williams in the front row, part of that 2016, all the way to the national championship. The alums coming out.
Made it to the finals that year. Rugg pops it right back up to Troutline, 2 down. We'll get into the special bond between those 2006 and 2007 World Series teams and this current bunch of Cats. One of the things that Northwestern has leaned on heavily and will continue to do so, a tremendous bunch of upperclassmen, including Maeve Nelson, the senior from the Chicagoland area. They have 7 upperclassmen in the lineup. Maeve comes in on a 6-game hit streak. batting .429 in the postseason, way up from her season average. Four-year starter at short for the Cats. There's a look at Kate Drohan. Her sister Carol works with the hitters, and former Oklahoma Sooner Michelle Gascoigne works with their pitchers. The Gascan, a national championship game winner with the Sooners back in 2013. Another fly ball. Grace Lyons, Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year's got it.
Use that to try to take the power away from Oklahoma.
She'll open up with Jada Coleman, who is one of just two left-handers in the batting order today for Oklahoma. Sooners started out the year really setting the tone with a 38-0 record. That's the best start in softball history before they lost a game to Texas. Their only other loss in the Big 12 final in the tournament right here on this field to Oklahoma State. Otherwise, they have been chopping people up. .32 shutouts, 38 run rule wins. They have been #1 wire to wire and are averaging close to 10 runs per game this year. Three and one to Jada Coleman, sophomore out of the Colony in Texas. Got a 5-game hitting streak here in the postseason. The Sooners 5-0, outscoring opponents 52-3.
It's a curveball on the inside corner. We like to call it a backdoor curve in softball. Throw it at the knee. The way she buckled, she thought I was going to hit her, but comes back over the plate.
Full count. Struck her out, and there it is. The changeup, one down. And here comes Jocelyn Allo. Statistically already one of the best careers in the history of the game, as her coach Patty Gasso told us yesterday. She's already left a legacy. And at this Women's College World Series, it's all about finding that cherry to put on top of that big old sundae.
One of the coolest things, though, is how she came in her freshman year and the mechanical adjustments that JT Gasso, the hitting coach for Oklahoma, has done for so many of these hitters, but really got in with Jocelyn Allo. She was always so strong, so talented, but you get away with a lot in travel ball. When you come in Division I, you get humbled real quick, and she talked about surrendering her swing. And what you'll see a lot of these Oklahoma hitters do, the way they utilize their body to put themselves in a great position to hit. When you watch Jocelyn Allo, there's three things you look at. Look at the coil into that back leg, and then the hip turn, which ignites her power. See how her hands are back while her hip is firing? Then that bat-to-ball skill is like none other. What JT Gasso found was the exit velocity to get her body in that position exploded. It's a unique style, too. In fact, he talked about Michael Lateef. You remember head coach at University of Louisiana, Lafayette? How he went to a baseball conference, heard him speak, and it completely changed the way that he coached these hitters.
Patty's son goes with the hitters. Jen Rocha, the pitchers. That's fouled out of play by Allo. That was at the start of her career. Now at the tail end. You know, we talk about all the history this team can make. There has never been a player in the history of our game that has hit 500 with 30 home runs and 80 RBI. Allo can get there with a monster World Series. Another 3-2 count. She went to the changeup to get Jada Coleman. What's she do here? Missed it away, and Alo draws the walk. Did not give Jossie the change.
You know, I like the sequencing so far, especially to the righties. I mean, the fact that she can come inside under the hands with that curveball, the changeup, Smitty, that you talked about.
Cherry Jennings, the sophomore second baseman from San Pedro, California.
First pitch to Jennings is the changeup. Doesn't get the call, but using that pitch, coming right back with it. She can, I've seen her throw 3 of them in a row, 4 of them in a row. She just hides it so well.
You can tell by the way Tiari started triggering there and then was like, wait, hold up.
Jennings, the two-time first-team All-American who led the country last year, set a new freshman RBI record with 92. She's up over 70 of them again this year. Grew up watching and idolizing Sydney Romero, another Southern Californian who was here with Oklahoma winning national championships in 2016 and 2017. The drive out to Zedek, and Angela tracks it down out in left center. That'll chase Alo back to first, 2 down. She'll pass a little intel on to Grace Lyons.
Now batting shortstop, number 3, Grace Lyons.
Grace, a fabulous regular season and continuing into the postseason, a 400 hitter with some pop, over 20 home runs. Big thing for Grace is to stay cool in this arena. She has not statistically played well at the plate in her first few appearances in the World Series. Looking to change that this year.
Change up again. Grace has had good numbers, though, against Danielle Williams, 4 for 7 with a home run. And one of the things that she's definitely changed this year is seeking one pitch, having in her mind something that she is sitting on, that she can drive.
I think that'll be the question as this game goes on. How many Sooners start to sit on the changeup? And then the cat and mouse game of the pitch calling. You show it early and often, and then maybe pull it away.
No one wanted to bite at that changeup. Grace Lyons looking middle away.
And a called strike 3 gets Lyons. Well, it's great to see the enthusiasm around the entire athletic department. The ground ball to Tiari Jennings at second, 1 down. Nikki Cochran is retired. Five, 6, and 7 here for Northwestern. It all dates back to those the 2006, 2007 teams. This is their first trip back since. This is the highest seed they've had since those days. They come in as the 9 seed. Another Big Ten regular season championship for Northwestern. Longtime head coach Sharon Drysdale, who they're Got them to the World Series 3 times before the Drohans arrived. She's in the house today.
Well, and really, you know, the 06-07 teams put Northwestern on the softball map because they didn't just make an appearance, making it all the way to the national championship game, upsetting a lot of big teams along the way to get to Arizona.
Well, they in some ways are beneficiaries of the new Champ Series system, the changes in the game. Remember Michigan back in 2005, it's already 17 years ago that this new format where the championship series started. They were the first team east of the Mississippi River to ever win the championship. It was a West Coast dominated tournament for a long time. That opened the door for teams like Northwestern, for the growth of the SEC and the ACC. A lot of pride in the Midwest, you know, starting with Coach Hutch, with the recently retired Jackie Joseph at Michigan State. And you know, they're all rooting for the Cats wherever they might be watching today.
This was a great season for the Big Ten. I mean, look at what Nebraska did, Michigan, Northwestern.
Yeah. 7 teams into the NCAA tournament.
Ohio State had a great year.
Had a base runner in the first, Rachel Lewis, but otherwise Hope Troutwine in control. Three-two to Zedek, and she draws the walk. So a couple of free passes.
Now back to Northwestern third baseman, number 16, Hannah Cady.
Here comes Hannah Cady, sophomore out of Clarkston, Michigan. A couple of home runs in the Super Regional. No questions about how gritty this team is. They trailed in the deciding game of the Supers 5-0. Kept their wits about them. Came back, chipped away at the deficit, and ended up winning the game to get here.
It's a Northwestern team with a big belief system. I think they proved that out in the desert against ASU. Coming back from those deficits, I mean, in the postseason, that can be hard to do. You're always facing really good arms.
Got under that one. Riley Boone. 2 down.
Almost lost that in the sun.
Yeah.
Let's see her blinking, no visor, no shades.
It's been overcast for the better part of the last few days here in Oklahoma City. Sun starting to peek through, a little bit of a glare. Yeah, she need. Oh, okay. Close the eyes on that one.
She lost at the last second, but thank goodness she was already in the right position.
There's Sydney Supley. That's the start at the designated player position out of Oshkosh, Wisconsin. Just 4 hits for Sydney during this NCAA tournament, but 3 of those drove in a run. Troutwine tried to get her to fish.
Troutwine's been working a 2-seam fastball low. She does throw also a 2-seam rise ball. She can throw that low and elevated, trying to work that lower half of the zone.
1-2 pitch, got her. Couple of walks, but no damage done. Danielle Williams back to work against Lindsay Elam. 5, 6, and 7 due up. Ironically enough, the team they lost to, Arizona, in the finals that year, led by Caitlin Lowe, who is back here with Arizona as their first-year head coach. They're playing later tonight against Oklahoma State, and a base knock for Elam. First hit for OU.
Lindsay Elam coming early in the count, looking away. We've seen a lot of Oklahoma hitters sitting middle away. Haven't seen a whole lot of middle away, but Elam gets one here. Gets around it. First knock for the Sooners.
That'll bring up Kinsey Hansen. She's been slowed by injuries much of the season, a knee issue, an ankle issue. Can she regain her World Series form from a year ago when she hit over 350 with 3 home runs and helping to lead the Sooners to the championship? So far in the tournament, only 3 at-bats.
Patty Gasso wanted to get another right-handed bat. That's had a lot of success in the past. Into this lineup.
Patty back here for the 15th time for the NFCA Hall of Famer. There's Patty's posse, of course, in the house. Little In Patty We Trust hat, and why not? 6 trips to the championship series in the last 9 years. In fact, in the finals, Oklahoma or Florida, in 10 of the last 13 seasons. They are both here with another shot at it this year. Florida coming up later tonight. Taking out Oregon State. One, two to Hansen.
Back to back with the change. And that is definitely going to be a pitch. These hitters are going to know, especially second time through, they're going to see a lot of it. We have not seen a batter for Oklahoma yet not get a changeup.
And that's absolutely a big part of her game. She did that against ASU last week in Supers. It's one of those changeups that even when you know it's coming, it's still hard to hit.
Hansen, glove to third by Katie, fires over to first, double play.
Great job by the defense of Northwestern. Katie in a great position to pick this off the ground, immediately over to Cochran at first. Look at the way she's going to go down and get that. Immediately knows secondary play. I've got to go and try and get it. Lindsay Elam slightly off the bag. Double her up. Big double play to help Williams out here in the second.
Two down for Alyssa Brito, who has taken over out in left field, the transfer from Oregon. Alyssa's picked up a hit in 10 of her last 12 games. One of the things that Patty Gasso talked to us about with a lot of these newcomers, you know, she said last year in our opener here, losing to JMU, there was a little bit of deer in the headlights from some of our players. They did not play the way they had all season. And she wanted to make sure that her veterans were helping out the newcomers and adjusting and getting used to this kind of environment and making sure they come to town with what Patty Gasso calls the championship mindset, which has been such a big part of this Oklahoma dynasty. But it's Williams keeping them. And Oklahoma, those top 3 are all in town. So are the Florida Gators, who went back-to-back in 2014 and 2015. 4 former champs are here, 4 teams, including Northwestern, looking for a first championship ring. 9, and then the top of the order, this is Grace Nito. Starting second baseman, hitting .353 so far in the NCAA tournament. Another Midwesterner. NCAA tournament, they're batting nearly .350, 9 runs a game. They've hit 10 home runs. They talked to us about hunting pitches. They talked to us how the weight room work has paid off late in the season. They're fresher, they're well rested, they're stronger. And one of the concerns for Kate Drohan was OU gets a lot of swing and miss, Smitty, up in the zone, so they got to watch the rise at the eyes from Troutwine, which is where she's been going.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they play some small ball, if they do some hit and runs. They have a lot of speed. They've got 82 stolen bases on the year. I just find it fascinating this time of year, trying to get people out of their comfort zone, move the defense. But if you're not on base, you can't steal bases.
True.
So,
a couple of walks, though, for Northwestern so far, but they haven't been able to move anybody, and a couple of strikeouts for Troutwine. Here's the 1-2 away. Called strike 3, got the corner. That is the third for Hope, 1 down. Let's send it down to Holly Road.
Okay, I am with the Mount Rushmore of Northwestern softball. Tammy Williams, Eileen Candy, Garland Cooper. What is it like for you to be back here supporting this young team?
Oh my gosh, it's just absolutely amazing. It's so fun to see the Cats back here. We're so proud of them and the energy of this team.
Eileen, you jumped in and did some coaching this year. What did you add to this group?
I just wanted them to love who they are. I just wanted them to be happy and celebrate what they do well, and they're clearly doing it really well.
Okay, one of the greatest hitters in Northwestern history, Garland. How are they swinging the bats?
They're doing great. I just want them to keep taking their cuts, and I think it'll pay off.
All right, this is so cool. It feels like yesterday you ladies were out here playing. Congratulations, and good to see you back.
Yes, go Cats!
Go Cats!
Oh, great to see them.
It's awesome. Garland Cooper came over to Japan after she graduated from Northwestern and played against her. And man, she could swing it. You could feel the air when she would
Tammy Williams, it wasn't a full game if she didn't leave the field bloodied at some point.
Usually to other people. She was fierce on the field. And Jordan Rudd, the catcher for Northwestern, intern with Tammy Williams. She works at a law firm. I mean, I felt like they were saying that about all the connections. Yeah, she's a partner at this law firm and the intern
investment firms.
Yeah.
Their biggest disappointment was they somehow did not win the academic award here at the Women's College World Series the other day at the banquet. They thought they were going to grab that one.
Yeah, they were competitive even with that.
And another strikeout for Troutwine. That is 3 in a row, and she's gotten Schellmeyer twice to keep the lead off in the dugout.
Schellmeyer typically very strong on that leadoff spot with that slap, but she induces the swing and miss by going upstairs with the rise ball. She throws it a little sweet over the plate, and that's one of the keys for a really good rise ball pitcher is that you put it over the white part of the plate. It looks like a big strike. It gets up in your eyes, and you miss as you swing through it.
Now let's hear from someone who never swung at rise balls out of the zone. Jess?
I'll tell you what, I always say, if you can greet it, or you meet it, you can greet it on out of here because you connect with that pitch, and that's why you swing. I think people at home, they watch, why is she swinging at the ball at her eyes? Well,
goes a long way.
Just takes one, and then you're hooked. And I do have to say that about Hope, too. I mean, I do feel like that is the one thing being a rise ball pitcher is you will give up home runs with that. And she'll throw it down in the zone. We just saw that last strike, a rise ball. That's the cookie zone. And so you kind of risk it going there to then set up the one out of the zone.
Ooh, behind Rachel Lewis. She's got some pop in that bat. The challenge, though, with Oklahoma is they really just don't give you much to hit out of the ballpark. Only 9 home runs hit off of Sooner pitchers all season. Remarkable over a 56-game campaign so far.
Best ERA in the country. They don't walk a lot of people. And we talk a lot about the offense for Oklahoma, but this pitching staff has been outstanding. The defense behind them.
This is the matchup I circled, though, coming in. I mean, you got the Big Ten Player of the Year in Rachel Lewis, and the battles and the understanding of the strike zone that she has. You have the lowest ERA in the country with Hope Troutwine. It's kind of the battle that you're looking for.
I love the way that Kinsey Hansen was pointing at herself, saying, trust me, give me this low outside pitch.
Full count to Rachel Lewis. Gets a hold of one. Back it goes. And gone. Northwestern in front.
There's a reason why you circle the matchup. And you look at these players, and honestly, Rachel Lewis and what she's done. Talking to her yesterday, she was so confident in her understanding of what Oklahoma pitchers could bring. And honestly, it's not even that she drives an inside pitch out of the park. It's the pitch she took before that to get to that count, to get to the zone with 2 strikes she was looking for. Just a great overall at bat with some foul balls to then get the barrel where she needed to and get Northwestern on the board.
Just the 3rd home run and only the 7th earned run off of Hope Troutwine all year, and it's 1-0 Cats.
How about Lewis? 23 home runs on the year. She can run, she steals bases, she hits for power.
26 stolen bases.
Yeah.
Well, what did Kate Drohan said? She arrived a hitter, and now she is a ball player. Has rounded out all of her skills. Hits for average, hits for power. Even Mendoza doesn't want to get in the weight room with her.
No thanks. She showed video of squatting 300 pounds.
And she did the full dip, folks.
Oh, yeah.
She didn't cheat it.
Talked about playing flag football, soccer, basketball, lacrosse, bobsled. I mean, you don't hear that mix of sports leading to softball.
Do you play bobsled or do you just bobsled?
You sled.
You sled the bob. Oh, now they're going to be mad at us. 7 hits for Rachel in this postseason, and 3 of those have left the yard. Here we go. Let's go live now to the weight room. Rachel Lewis.
That's what she's doing after a home run. 300 pounds. Watch the weight move as she goes down, too, and how low.
Oh, man. I feel the burn in my thighs.
Strong.
Spectacular. Daughter of a softball player. Her mom, Lisa, was good back in her day. Oh, and I think she just got the home run ball. The tradition continues here at the World Series. Your kid hits one out, they bring it back to you.
I love it. A lot of softball daughters that we talk to on these 8 teams.
Oh, the 40th year of the Women's College World Series, 50 years of Title IX. We now have moms that are watching their daughters, moms that played the sport, watching their daughters play their sport.
Smitty, I think we're close to like even grandmother territory now with some of those early teams back in the 80s. Yeah. Great to see. The parity and the upsets around the entire tournament this year. Is it continuing? We've already had an upset today. Texas over UCLA. Northwestern in front of Oklahoma, but of course you do not want to count those Sooner bats out just yet.
Yeah, grandmother Sheila Cornell Dowdy, her granddaughter played at Michigan.
Yeah.
So there you go. Olympian.
Yep. Played on the 96 and 2000 Olympic team. Amazing hitter.
Lou transferred to Liberty, I believe. She was playing
Yeah.
for
Yep. Dot for dot.
your
her
former
teammate.
on
Yeah.
the Olympics, Dr. Don. Another 3-2 pitch. By the way, that home run, number 23, ties the single season record held by, up on the other side of Eileen Canny, held by Garland Cooper. From those great teams back in the mid 2000 aughts. Jordan Rudd draws the walk. Well, the Sooners have not seen this before in the postseason. The first time in the last 3 weeks they have trailed in a ball game. Dominating the opposition, going 5-0, outscoring teams 52-3. So this is big for the psyche of the Wildcats. Here's Maeve Nelson, popped to short in the first. And that'll get Jen Roach out of the dugout to chat with Troutwine. There is a buzz from the folks in purple right now. Rachel Lewis, solo home run. And then a 1-0 lead. And the Women's College World Series continues with a doubleheader tonight. And then we've got you covered all through the weekend and into the new Championship Series format, which will have an off day now on Tuesday and game one on Wednesday night on ESPN, Wednesday, Thursday, and if necessary, next Friday. Go to NCAA.com, the official online home for all 90 NCAA championships. Winner of this one gets the day off tomorrow. They will play Texas Saturday afternoon, 3 Eastern on ABC. The loser has to come right back and play UCLA tomorrow night, win or go home. And for a strike to Nelson, 1-1.
Northwestern, second time through here, is being very disciplined off that rise ball, the elevated rise ball. First time through the lineup, Hope Troutwine through 7 of 9 first pitch strikes. Northwestern doing a good job of really trying to shrink that zone down.
3-1. This is the 5th 3-ball count through the first 3 innings.
Maeve Nelson growing up not far from Northwestern, actually got lessons from Tammy Wilson as a young kid. She was talking about being 8 years old, working shortstop, hitting, idolized Tammy growing up, and then that was her instructor as a kid.
Yeah.
Now she's playing shortstop, same position, same school.
Into the crowd.
This is where it's tricky for Hope, because right now, you know, you want to elevate that rise ball, get it up out of the zone for the swing and miss, but with a full count, the eyes of these Wildcats have been really good. Remember, Rachel Lewis was in a full count when she hit the home run, so you got to be really careful on what you throw her right now.
Nelson has 12 home runs on the year, second behind Lewis.
They talk about these 3 righties in a row, you know, starting with Lewis to Jordan Rudd, Maeve Nelson, how much they communicate, help each other, and Maeve kind of laughs. She's like, I get to be the beneficiary because they go up before me. I get to see how they've been pitched. They tell me, and then I get to have a chance.
She draws the walk, back to back. 2 on with 2 out. Here's Holly.
Well, guys, you've talked about it. Jordy Ball, who got a majority of the innings this season for Oklahoma, the National Freshman of the Year, suffered an arm injury to their throwing arm in the Game 2 pregame of the Oklahoma State series. She has not thrown since, and the pitching staff told us yesterday, Nicole May and Hope Troutwine, that when Jordy went down, there was a reality moment of like, oh my gosh, we're up, this is us. But then quickly that turned to, we've got her back just like we've had it all season long. Hope Troutwine threw a no-hitter in Super Regionals against UCF, so there's a lot of confidence on this staff, but Hope Troutwine right now, these free passes, not showing a lot of confidence right now.
Yeah, Holly, that's the 4th walk for Troutwine, 2nd of the inning. Sammy Stanley has come on to pinch run out at second base. Looking to tag on to the Rachel Lewis home run from earlier in the inning. Here's Nikki Cochran, senior from Downers Grove, Illinois. There's so much trust amongst this Northwestern team. They've all been playing together for 4 or 5 years, pretty much, when you throw in the COVID year as well. Out to left. Alyssa Brito is there. They'll leave a couple on, but Rachel Lewis ties the school record with her 23rd tater of the season.
The speed of Boone, look at the middles for Northwestern. They are way up inside the line here.
Boone tees off on one and gets it over the head of Lewis. Back to the base of the wall, and she'll slide in. Safe at second.
What were we saying, Smitty? They pull them in.
Exactly.
And Riley Boone, I mean, she does utilize a ton of short game, but she's got some pop. She proved it here. So you want to come in on me? Well, let me take this ball that's up and in, get my barrel to it. Over the head of Rachel Lewis out in right field. That's a response after your team goes down 1-0 that you're looking for from the bottom of this Sooner lineup.
That's her 5th double of the season. And now the tying run in scoring position for Janet Johns, the 5th year out of Calhoun, Georgia, who started out her career in Columbia at South Carolina. Chance to tie it up. Base hit, and with Boone speed, it'll do just that. And the Sooners are even.
Well, it's interesting. Look at where the shortstop is going to be in this position here. This ball is going to go right back. It looks like it could be a routine ground ball because she's pulled into the 5-6 hole. It's a base hit up the middle.
And they were playing that 5-6 hole, which Anna Johns tends to pull the ball, and I think they were trying to pitch her there, getting inside. We've seen some defensive shifting already on this opening day, but this ball finds its way, and Oklahoma finds its way back on this scoreboard.
Boy, the last thing you want to do is give some momentum to the top of this order, because here they come now, all tied up. That'll just squirt foul.
Well, and if you go back to both those hits, Boone, right, the defense was so far in, you've got to watch a couple pitches to actually see, is she bunting, is she slapping? She was swinging away. Very lucky that that didn't end up getting a triple or in the park home run. And then same thing with Johns, over shifting. It's tough to make those adjustments first time through the lineup when you're not 100% sure exactly what the hitters are going to be doing.
Second time through, let's see how they adjust to the changeup. Jada Coleman struck out on one of those in the first. One of 3 strikeouts for Danielle Williams the first time through. So important. You see it a lot here in the postseason to respond to an opponent's run with one of your own. Quickly grab that momentum back. Trailing not only in the postseason, but all year long, just 3% of their plays. What a remarkable number. Of course, just the 2 losses on the season. 38 run rule wins. Another base hit. 3rd in a row. And here comes Jocelyn Allo with 2 on. Walked in the first, and you feel that buzz in the building when some of the all-time greats step to the plate here at the World Series, and the anticipation of an Allo at-bat.
Coleman's hit off of the changeup. She struck out on the changeup in her first at-bat. Got the base hit. I wonder if they, hunting it. Exactly. They're making those adjustments.
The strategy here to pitch to Allo, still with nobody out. She is already the career home run leader. She has rapidly moved up the charts in runs batted in as well. She is number 4 all time. Only the 3 Arizona sluggers from the mid-90s have more. Jenny Dalton, Leah Bratz, and Laura Espinoza.
And it'll be interesting to see what they do if they unintentionally walk Allo. Last week, Sid Sanders, the big freshman hitter for ASU, they basically pitched around her. They did not give her the opportunity to hurt them. The difference is that Oklahoma has a much stronger lineup behind Jocelyn to protect her.
She has homered in 3 consecutive games and 5 of her last 6 outings. The wild pitch will move the runners up, and now the go-ahead at third base.
Up and in. What a great look. See how close that got. Jocelyn Allo. Barely missing her.
Janet Johns at third with the RBI single. Jada Coleman now at second. 3-0. First base is open. Probably going to be up to Tiara Jennings behind her here. And before you exhale, she's hit 24 home runs and is their RBI leader with Allo this year. And here she comes with the bases loaded. Tiari threw out to left, first time up. Bases juiced, nobody out. Jennings, first pitch swinging, deep drive, and gone! Tiari Jennings, grand slam, her third of the year! Number 25 on the season, and it's 5-1 Sooners.
And we talked about it, Jess. You could tell that the Sooners were hunting the changeup. First pitch changeup, and Tiari Jennings blasts her third grand slam of the year. Look at the changeup. She identifies it. Look at her weight. It's back. Explosive. Her eyes light up. She gets all into that pitch and squeaks it over that 220 fence. The Sooners are celebrating.
How quickly they can turn the tide on you from a 1-0 deficit to a 5-1 lead. 4 hits and a walk, and still nobody out. And here's Grace Lyons. Home run number 139 on the season for the Sooner Sluggers.
That's just first at bat to second at bat, you know, going back and understanding your charts. JT Gasso, the hitting coach, has got a clipboard that's right there. He goes before every player comes out of the dugout, and he tells them what they've seen, what counts they've seen in it, and what to hunt. For Tiari Jennings, 5 pitches, her first at bat, 2 of them were changeups. He's got that charted. They immediately come to him. It's part of the conversation before they go on deck, and it's like, hey, guess what? This is the pitch you're going to see. Do you want to hit it? Get after it early.
Well, and the other thing, these changeups have been elevated. When you, as a pitcher, throw a changeup and you get it in the eyes of the hitter, it's much easier to see. Coleman's changeup elevated, base hit. Jennings, changeup elevated, it goes out of the park. The last changeup she just threw to Lyons in the dirt, swing and miss.
Deep in the hole, and it bounces off the glove of Nelson, and Lyons is aboard. Let's revisit the slam.
So Tiari Jennings, her first at bat, her hips were already triggered before, when that changeup's coming. Watch the position that she's in with her hips. She is sitting on this speed. Remember, this is 55 miles an hour, and the way her swing is tells me everything. Not only did it not fool her, but this is the pitch she wanted. It's the pitch she got, and she turned it around for 4 runs in a grand slam.
The offensive numbers almost as good as last year when they set NCAA records for batting average and home runs and runs per game. You get the sense that they were a little irritated that they actually lost twice here last year. Once in the round robin part, or in the early rounds, and then once in the Champ Series. If they can run the table 59-2, that would certainly move them to the top of the list. It would be the best record in softball history. Deep fly ball, Shellmeyer is under it, 1 down. There's your list of single season home run records. Last year 161, this year for OU 139. Almost as good as hitting it out as reliving it in the dugout with your buds.
Yep. And then I ran like this. Jocelyn's like, yeah, I've been there.
where there is a patience and a sense of being at ease with yourself, right? I mean, the Ronnie Nelsons and the Stacy Movements, they all had to learn how to deal with all the walks, right? And then if a home run pitch comes your way for Jasialo, yeah, you can jump on it. Otherwise, need that person behind you to do some damage.
It was her 50th walk of the year. And by taking that 50th walk and not chasing something out of the zone and inducing a pop-up or basically killing a rally, she takes the walk, allows her teammate to do the damage.
Kenzie Hansen is the 8th to the plate in the inning. Northwestern grads trying to pick up their team. They have taken one to the jaw here in the bottom of the 3rd. Hansen walks. Hey, the NBA Finals are underway tonight. Game 1 from out west, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific on ABC and ESPN Radio. Celtics or Warriors, who you got? Game 1 coverage tips with NBA Countdown at 8:30 Eastern. Great time of year. You get a couple of different TVs going. Got softball at the World Series. Got the NBA Finals going on. Got NHL Finals going on. Stanley Cup. Here's Brito, so everybody's getting a crack at it this inning. Pops it up right side. On the run is Nito in foul territory, 2 out. And Riley Boone will come up for the 2nd time in the inning.
And then back to the receiver, Riley Boone.
That was Lauren Dvorak, number 1. You saw hustling in from the bullpen into the dugout for Northwestern. Danielle Williams has thrown the vast majority of their innings in the regular season and even more in the postseason. They have relied heavily on her. About 92% of the innings pitched in this NCAA tournament for Northwestern have been Danielle's own.
She's got great mechanics and she's obviously very fit. She's more of a spin pitcher than a power pitcher, so she can get away with those higher pitch counts, more days, more innings.
Patty Gasso. She'll chat with Holly Rowe next half inning. Boone waits on it and drives it up the middle. Throw to the plate, not in time, and another run will score as Lyons comes home. 6-1.
How about Riley Boone's 2 hits this inning? The first was a double, just scorch to right field over the head of Rachel Lewis. And then this last one, she's actually beat on a changeup and just pokes it through, just kind of showing what Riley Boone can do. Watch, this almost looks like a slap. Her back knee just comes down because she's so beat, pushing this one through. So one hit about 75 miles an hour off the bat. That one may be a 38 mile an hour, it doesn't matter. Still got another run for the Sooners.
Boy, if you thought you'd get a little reprieve from the only 2 left-handers in the lineup, they're 3 for 4 now in the ball game. Janet Johns drove in a run with a single, her first time up this inning. .417 in the postseason. With the change up there, Janie mad at herself for taking the bait.
Well, that's how you really know, and I'm sure that's what JT is talking with the team about. Like when you're sitting, and you can tell the hitters that are sitting.
Look at Hope Troutwine, sorry, in the dugout. She was like meditating. Her eyes were closed, probably visualizing. That's pretty cool how loud this stadium is, and for her to be totally somewhere else right now.
If you're an Oklahoma pitcher, you gotta come up with some things to do during these long innings. They've had quite a few of them over the course of the season. Oh, she got the cool mitt on that.
And she's got to see how she's got her hand, her pitching hand over, so that's trying to keep it above her heart, keep the fingers from swelling. Happens to a lot of risey spin ball pitchers. The fingers get a little fat, filled with fluid. And
Zedek under it, and finally for Northwestern, the inning comes to an end, but damage done by the Sooner Swingers, led by Tiari Jennings.
They come into this inning, they're down 1-0, score a couple first, and then Tiari Jennings with the bases juiced sends this one out, puts 4 more up, and now the Sooners up on the Wildcats, 6-1 ahead of the top of the 4th.
76 RBI this season. That's third best in the country for the two-time first-team All-American. She and Jada Coleman arriving last year as the top 2 recruits in the country. They have not disappointed, and they bookend Jocelyn Allo in that lineup. And how do the Cats respond? 6, 7, 8 coming up. See if Hope Troutwine can find that strike zone a little bit as well. She's walked 4 already, has struck out 4. Angela Zedek benefited from the free pass back in the second. Fly ball to Coleman. One down.
Well, that's exactly what Hope Troutwine needs right there, just inducing those easy pop-ups for defense to take care of. 4 walks in the game, that ties the season high.
You know, I give that credit to Northwestern.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like Hope Troutwine's found herself in a lot of 3-2 counts where she's also battling. She's throwing strikes. They're just fouling them off like that. And then taking what's close, understanding the difference between ball and strike. And Troutwine gets a lot of miss. The pitches out of the zone with that rise ball. And the Wildcats have done a good job of just kind of finding the ones in the zone they can hit. 5 flyouts, 1 ground out. Kind of the norm for Troutwine.
That rise ball at the top of the zone, that's the one that Northwestern has done a good job second time through the lineup trying to lay off of. Until they swing through it. So that you know what though, that's exactly what good rise ball pitchers do. They'll make you watch the strike, the low one, and then induce the swing on the high one. It's interesting how you can get as a rise ball pitcher in the psyche of the hitter. You watch that spin, the rotation, you're like, oh, I should have swung at that one. You see it again, you swing through it, it's at your eyes.
But then taking with 2 strikes, that's what I've been impressed with, is the 2 strike takes that Northwestern has had.
Just below the knees. House here in Oklahoma City for opening day of the Women's College World Series. Katie launches one out to right, and boom, back on it. 2 down.
I know that's routine, but I love her route to get there. This is a ball that's hit right to her, over her head. And how many outfielders have we seen in the postseason that try to come in for a second? That's a double over her head, but she opens up, drop steps. Good defensive play.
I think what's impressive about their defensive plays is that their pitchers, especially when Jordy Ball was pitching, they have a lot of strikeouts. So the defense doesn't get a lot of chances. So to be able to make that play when you don't have a lot of chances to see it, it's not like you're getting hits roped at you every day.
Yeah.
And you make that play, it's impressive.
Yes. I've been an outfielder when pitchers absolutely dominate and you don't see a ball for like weeks, and when they hit it to you, it's usually like that. Like, you got to be able to react, and I just give credit, of course, to outfielders that are able to make the routine, actually the hard look routine.
Lauren Caldron is the pinch hitter here for Sydney Supley in the DP spot. You were a pretty good outfielder, if memory serves me correctly, Jessica Mendoza. We got great outfield representation here at the Women's College World Series. Is this the best outfield of all time? Caitlin Lowe now the new head coach at her alma mater, Arizona, and Laura Berg getting Oregon State back to the Women's College World Series.
The two on the right were pretty darn good, I'll tell you that. I mean, the two best center fielders of all time. When Laura Berg's playing right, you know it's good. I love that photo, by the way. It just makes me giddy, because I love both of them roaming the outfield. Just try to hit it to us. Come on.
They are both in action tonight. Oregon State taking on Florida, Arizona against Oklahoma State. And there's that pesky rise ball again.
Goes with more velocity than Williams.
And she'll step right in to face the leadoff, Jada Coleman, followed by Allo and Jennings. A 6-1 Oklahoma lead. If this group right here can put up 3 more runs, then the run rule would be in effect for Northwestern in the top of the 5th inning. Something that perhaps may have been on Kate Drohan's mind, certainly on the minds of the Sooners, who'd love to end this early. Remember, the new format now this year, you win, you get a day off. And you don't have to play till Saturday. You win Saturday, you get another day off, and don't have to play until the semifinals on Monday.
Jada Coleman was getting pretty, you should see that left hand trying to call timeout. Borak has been quick pitching early. She got to the point where she was like fiercely saying to the umpire behind the plate, "Lo, I want timeout," and she's coming at me. Finally just got out of the batter's box.
Struck out in the first, singled and scored in the third. On the Tiare Jennings grand slam. Taken on 3-0. Six-run third inning. They sent 11 to the plate against the Big Ten Pitcher of the Year, Danielle Williams. And the leadoff walks. A pair of walks for Jocelyn Allo, her third plate appearance of the afternoon. Look at the NCAA tournament, 643. You know, we talk about her power, but her batting average is best ever at OU as well.
Regular season at 497, right? And she does even 100 points higher plus in the postseason. Incredible.
Yeah, numbers reverse. When you get into the postseason, competition gets harder. Right? You're playing the best in the country. You're always kind of saying, look, you know, she had a great regular season. This is why her postseason numbers are down. Not the case for most of this Oklahoma team, but definitely Jocelyn Allo.
She is the first position or utility player to win Player of the Year honors twice. The rest pitchers or pitchers who rake. Rachel Garcia, Kaylani Ricketts, Danielle Laurie, and Kat Hosterman, who won it 3 times, the award that started in 2002. Won by Stacy Newman, one of the other all-time slugging greats. Alo drives it down the line and left for a base hit. They'll hold her to a long single.
I mean, it's the exit velocity to me. Like, this is a double for anybody else, but she hits it so hard. Now, granted, the outfield respecting her, playing her deep, this pitch middle away in that zone for Alo, but just the velocity that it leaves the bat when you one-hop the wall. And that's why it's not just power in home runs. It's also average, because every time she's putting barrel on, she hits it harder than anyone else in the country.
Here's Jennings. Slam the changeup. Straight away center.
And just to your point, they usually say in softball, if you can hit the ball off the bat, exit velocity over 70 miles an hour, it's going to be hit. She hit that past the left fielder, like basically.
like she was a third baseman.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. That's how hard she hits the ball. And I would say she's high 70. She's probably like her number, 78 miles per hour off the bat.
Left field is the new hot corner for Jocelyn Alo
right.
when she's at the plate.
Which, by the way, compared to baseball, is 111 miles an hour off the bat.
Yeah. That's a wild pitch. Runners will advance. Here's real time.
And just play it off the wall, by the way, before she's even on first base.
That's blink of an eye speed right there. 3-0 to Jennings. They just feast on each other's success. Now they changed the count on us. Here is it 3-1 for TRA. And she walks to load them up for Grace Lyons. A strikeout and a base hit for Grace. Scored a run in the third.
Now batting shortstop, number 3, Grace Lyons.
Grace, along with Jennings and Alo, over 20 home runs on the season. Both sides will get together and chat. A reminder that we are not even halfway home yet on this opening day from Oklahoma City. Due up next, the Beavers of Oregon State, the Gators of Florida. OSU looking for a first national championship. Florida, 2 titles. And repping the SEC that took it on the chin this postseason. They are gunning for the first championship in the SEC since they got it in 2015.
Is that our drone spy cam, by the way, over the Beavers? We got a first look at that.
All kinds of goodies.
Serious?
Toys. That's toys.
Say that looks like a pinch runner for Alo out at second. Alo can re-enter. That's Hannah Kaur. Here we go, loaded for the second time. This is Grace Lyons. Last time they were here, grand slam. Tiara Jennings. They average 2.5 home runs per game and have hit homers in 50 of their 56 tilts this year. Mind you, a lot of those are only 5 innings.
Yes, that's what's incredible.
Right back up the middle, base hit. 1 run is in. They wave around Kaur to the plate, and she's in there. 2-run single, Grace Lyons.
Grace Lyons is a big swinger in that 4 spot. She protects Tiare Jennings, and she's going to get a pitch on the outer half that's diving down. She doesn't do too much with it. She just barrels that up, puts it through the middle, especially with the infield in. Really good job of picking up an 0-2 pitcher's mistake and driving that up the middle. Slow, but it's too much over the plate, and good hitters, they feast on anything over the white, even if it is a little bit low.
RBI opportunity for Lindsey Elam. A couple of walks, a couple of hits in the inning, and nobody out. Fifth year out of Chickasha, Oklahoma. Golfs one out to right, and that will fall foul.
That was funky. That was like almost off the top of the bat. Serious spin on it.
That was a shanked 8-iron right there.
There you go. I've had a few of those. That's why I recognized it so quick. Oh, there's the draw. Oh, there it is. Coming in.
So cool. Just spectacular here, the double deck. Brand new press box a couple years ago. Hey, if you're looking for Around the Horn, coming up at the top of the hour, that will be starting on ESPN2. Jennings and Lyons aboard for Lindsey Elam. To short, snared by Maeve Nelson, one down. Time! Oklahoma Sooners, last time they were on this field, Big 12 tournament final, they lost to Oklahoma State, only their second loss of the season. When we talked to Patty Gasso about it, she had a great line. She said, when we get beat, we get better. And at the World Series, it's all about show up and execute. And they have shown up and they have executed. And that runner out at second base, if she touches home plate, brings the run rule into effect in the next Northwestern at bat. Talon Snow will hit here for Kinsey Hansen. Another wild pitch, runners move up. Well, now a sac fly could get in that 9th run. Second of the inning for Dvorak. The advantage for the teams that win in this new format, obviously a disadvantage for the teams that lose, because you're going to turn around and play again right around this time tomorrow night. Win or go home on our Friday night 2 BBQ. And Snow draws the walk, and they are loaded this time for Alyssa Brito.
Third walk this inning.
Yeah.
That's been Dvorak's Achilles heel. She's got 23 walks on the season. It's the 50-plus innings pitched.
Sydney Supley just came running in from the bullpen into the dugout. Brito struck out in the second, popped up in the third, and she steps in with the bases loaded. If they get the run home from third, the run rule is in effect for Northwestern in the 5th inning. The big blow, already a grand slam. Tiare Jennings in the third.
Brito up now, the only Sooner in the starting lineup not to reach base this game. Believe me, you know it's you. When your whole team's heading around, you're aware.
Yes, there are a couple things you're aware of. When you don't reach, and if you've made 2 outs in an inning, when your team bats through, yeah, that's not a good feeling either.
Supley's got her down 0-2. Missed away.
Good job to protect on that pitch.
You know, I was
right?
going to say, because
Yeah.
she's so far off the plate, which
Yep.
a lot of Sooner righties are, and that was like off the plate away, and their ability to reach, especially with just a wasted.
Yeah, especially with those 2 strikes. Protect your at bat.
Infield pop-up. Nito calling for it. 2 down. And it's Riley Boone, who's 2 for 2.
Patty Gasso talking to Holler Rowe between innings, talking about how important it was in the third, going down 1-0, to immediately respond. Riley Boone, being in the 8 hole, did that with her double, of course, getting a single after that last inning.
Well, it's interesting because she didn't get her for her first at bat until the bottom, the 3rd inning, and then she got 2 hits in the 3rd inning.
They brought 11 to the plate and scored 6 times. They've tagged on 2 more here in the 4th. And looking for more. Ball. Riley thought it hit her. The umpire said nope. Ball 1. And now Patty Gasso coming out.
Got the Velcro.
It actually, I think it's her card.
It is her card.
It's her.
Yeah. That's almost not fair.
No, yeah,
Hanging
that's-
over.
So that's your signal, her signal card. It almost looks like.
And they will give Boone first base, and that will get a run in. Naomi Erdahl, the home plate umpire, and that makes it 9-1.
All right, I don't know if it's a rule change here. I think that needs to be reconsidered as a pitcher.
Yeah.
I'm just
As a
throwing that out
hitter,
there.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think the strap should be a part of it, but at any rate, 9-1 Sooners, and the bases are still loaded for Janet Johns. Johns goes oppo, drifting foul. Down the right field line. Out towards the grounds crew. Done a terrific job. There was a lot of rain here yesterday. Field's looking good today. Doubleheader this afternoon, doubleheader tonight. And then with the new format, you would not have to play 2 games in one day unless you were in the national semifinals. That's a possibility on Monday.
And they would be back-to-back, if necessary, game.
Yes.
Which I actually like that too, and I think that the athletes, the coaches would prefer that than having 2 or 3 hours off, waiting for another game to be played, and then you come back out for that if necessary.
Just to follow up too on Strapgate, is that what we're going to call it?
Yes.
Seriously.
Not only change that rule that clothing doesn't count, but also you have to make an attempt to get out of the way. Janet Johns, deep fly ball, and back it goes! Second grand slam of the game for Oklahoma.
When your number 9 hitter can go yard and hit your second grand slam of the game, you know you have a powerful offense. Johns from that right side going to opposite field. So much power on this Boomer Sooner team. A rise ball that is just too close to the plate. She's going to go get it and drive it the other way. She knew it immediately off the bat. Her 12th home run of the year. Just step into that ball, and that's one of the things the Sooners do so good, protecting that outer half of the plate.
Well, the ability to go opposite field.
Yeah.
We all see the towering shots you pull. That power opposite field is not as common.
We had not seen a grand slam at the World Series since the epic Emily Carasoni grand slam in the 2016 championship series for Auburn, ironically enough, over Oklahoma that day. And now we've seen 2 grand slams in 2 innings. Tiare Jennings and Janet Johns, 13-1 Sooners. Well, at least that removes all doubt about Strapgate. They still have the run rule in effect into the 5th inning. And that means that Northwestern is down to its final 3 outs in their next at-bat.
Still change it for the future anyway.
Yeah. Loser of this one will play 12-time national champion UCLA tomorrow night. The winner gets the day off. They'll meet Texas Saturday afternoon on ABC in the winner's bracket. There you go. Family gets the home run ball.
Oh, so cute. Future Sooner.
Maybe she'll be back here one day.
Yeah.
Ground ball, and that will squirt away from Katie out into left. Coleman is on for the 2nd time today. How about Janet Johns?
Look at pitch location and then where she hits it. The only place you're really going to hit this with power is to go to right field. You try to pull this, maybe you get a base hit that you get around, but the understanding of not only what you're hunting for these Sooner hitters, but where to hit it. Janet Johns, 2nd grand slam of this game.
And just to your point, right, they don't try to get around it. They don't try to hook that outside pitch and hit it over the left field fence. They take it to the right field fence. And I mean, that's just disciplined hitting.
The 13 runs, by the way, is the best for an Oklahoma team in their World Series history. And here comes Jocelyn Allo. A couple of walks and a base hit. So this is 2 innings in a row that they are sending 11 to the plate. A 6-run 3rd, a 7-run 4th. Spins one off foul. Jossie, over the course of her career, averaging a home run about every 6 at-bats.
It's crazy.
So that's like every other game. Every other game, basically.
Exactly. Wow.
And knowing how much she gets walked, so she doesn't even get the opportunities. And when she does.
Oh, chased one out of the zone.
Yeah, absolutely. It is. It's one of the first things I always ask pitchers: are you throwing a 2-seam rise ball or a 4-seam rise ball?
Pinch hitter here is Kendall Peterson.
And it's something you hear in baseball all the time, 2-seam versus 4-seam, and the difference of movement that it'll get. In fact, one goes up, the other goes down. That's how dramatic. Which seams you hold.
Right.
That's what it does to the ball.
Right, and with the rise ball, you're typically also tucking that index finger, so you get a little more push underneath the ball to really get it to, to rotate in that backward rotation of, depending if you're left-handed or right-handed, 1 o'clock to 7 o'clock, or straight up and down, 6 to 12.
2-0 from Troutwine. The run rule is in effect, so as long as Oklahoma can maintain at least an 8-run lead, the game would end right here with 3 outs. Patty Gasser talking to two-time national champ Sidney Romero. Able to check the swing. The Grand Slams, plural, 2 of them today for Oklahoma, are the first Grand Slams in their World Series history. 15 times they've been here. So another record-setting day for the Sooner hitters. One thing moving forward that Hope will look to clean up are the walks. That's her 5th.
It's a season high.
As it stands, Oklahoma would face a familiar foe. Winners bracket Saturday, the Texas Longhorns, who they took 2 of 3 from in the regular season, but it was the Horns who handed them their first loss of the year after Oklahoma started out 38-0. Got a pinch runner now in the ball game for Northwestern. That's Nito re-entering. Schellmeyer has struck out a couple of times on that rise ball. One and two. Five walks, 5 strikeouts for Hope. Called strike 3, and they sit down Schellmeyer, the leadoff, for the 3rd straight time.
Of the 3 strikeouts, 2 of them are looking. This one is that rise ball again on the outside corner, the pitch that Hope can kind of cut up and away. It's got a little bit of that screwball action. We like to call it a scries. You can see just painting the corner on the outside corner. Schellmeyer letting it go by.
Lewis is out in front. The walk in the first for Rachel, and then the solo home run on a 3-2 pitch in the 3rd that briefly gave the Cats a 1-0 lead. 13 unanswered runs since. Naomi Erdahl, Mike Burwell, Chris Neighbors, Paul Eds. The umpires today, don't forget, 2 more games still to come. 7 Eastern on ESPN, Florida, Oregon State, and Oklahoma State, Arizona.
Big hit from Rachel Lewis, the home run. Back in the third, first of either team to score. I mean, it feels like a totally different game ago. You're kind of going, okay. Look at Northwestern taking a lead on Oklahoma the first time this postseason, and actually Lewis now is backed off the plate. Approach, I think, looking for something. Get a barrel to again.
Called strike 3. 2 down. And an out away from winning their opener at the World Series for Oklahoma.
She gets the low rise. She sees the spin and she holds because she's like, this is going to go up out of the zone. It maybe clips the very top of the zone. This is where rise ball pitchers can be so nasty. Throwing one for a strike and then another out of the zone, and it looks the same out of the hand.
And look at this. On their feet for the return of Jordy Ball to the circle. Their ace, who went out with an injury about a month ago, has not made an appearance since May 6th. And the National Freshman of the Year will try and get the final out for Oklahoma. Quite a scene here this afternoon in Oklahoma City. Enter Sandman and enter Jordy Ball. Beth Mowens, Michelle Smith, Jessica Mendoza. We heard from Patty Gasso yesterday. Expect to see Jordy Ball back in the circle. We don't know when, we don't know where, but here it is in the opener to try and get the final out.
And you talk about the excitement around that. I mean, everyone on their feet and anticipation. This is the big storyline coming in. We know how dominant Oklahoma is, but would they have their ace? And we're getting a look at it right now.
Well, and it's kind of a statement. They need one more out to finish this game, and they put her in this situation. So I think this is a little bit like, hey, don't sleep on us. We still have our ace able to throw. We're going to put her in here to finish things off.
She's got a wrap around that forearm that Holly Rowe reported for us earlier. She injured on a routine throw over to first base. And with that swagger and a little bit of smoke, Jordy Ball will toe the rubber. And of course, the first pitch in for a strike. Out of Papillion, Nebraska, the High School National Player of the Year, the Freshman of the Year just awarded this week. And the Pac-12 Co-Pitcher of the Year with Kelly Maxwell of Oklahoma State facing Jordan Rudd, 1 out away from a win.
Still find it interesting, though, because of their lead, the fact that there's 1 out. Patty Gasso going to her here, it still doesn't answer a lot of the questions. Sorry, 2 outs, only 1 out for them to get.
Still not sure long term, right?
Yes.
How many innings she could go. Could she start, perhaps?
Well, and I can almost kind of see the way that her arm is passing her body, that she's making sure it does not brush her body. She did admit that it's still painful at times when she throws, and you know, as a pitcher, there's a difference between a brush and when you really kind of bash or hit off of the side of your body on your hip.
Northwestern down to a final strike.
Arms coming out. This is that off speed that she can throw so effectively.
bit of everything. Our first 2 games of this World Series. The upset for Texas over 12-time national champion UCLA. And now for the Sooners, not 1 but 2 grand slams. And the return of Jordy Ball to the circle. Rudd drops it in fair, base hit. Second time she's been on base today.
That's a heck of an at-bat. I mean, I'm sure she was not excited to see Jordy Ball come into this game with 1 out of this game left for them to fight. Jordan Rudd worked that count, ended up getting a hit to extend this game.
Maeve Nelson popped up in the first, walked in the third. Inside corner for a strike. Her prey. Back up the middle, base hit. Throw to the plate. And a run will score. Nito in safe. RBI single, Maeve Nelson. And back-to-back hits.
Yeah, both with 2 strikes, and this one 0-2. Just a simple short nut, pounding the ground. Use that ground to find it through. Northwestern saying not just yet. But another run up here, bottom of the 5th.
Nikki Cochran. Slow roller Johns to second base for the final out of the ball game. And the Oklahoma Sooners defeat Northwestern 13-2. Run rule win of the season for the Sooners.
Just typical Sooner fashion. They had some great pitching in the circle, their defense, but it's really all about that offense putting up massive runs.
Well, and it's maybe the response. I mean, that's the thing. It's a test when you are the #1 seed. You are the team that's supposed to absolutely dominate everyone. And a team like Northwestern comes in, goes up 1-0, and what they do right away immediately, bottom half of that inning, is they responded.